And President Trump is in Mar-a-Lago this morning after refusing to sign the $900 billion bipartisan COVID relief bill. He called for numerous changes to the bill, including upping $600 stimulus checks to $2,000. Now, Democrats quickly agreed. It's what they wanted originally anyway, but Republicans are not on board. White House correspondent Rachel Scott joins me now with more. Rachel, where do things stand right now?
Well, this relief for millions of Americans is essentially at this point on hold. It is just hanging in limbo. I mean, we had the House and the Senate both approve that $900 billion stimulus package. The Trump administration promised that Americans would start seeing those $600 checks as soon as next week. But then you had the president, who took a step back from negotiations that went on for more than 6 months, come forward and say that he now wants those checks to be $2,000. And so Democrats are saying, hey, it's too late. The president was absent. He should have made this suggestion earlier. It's something that they were certainly pushing, but Republicans wanted to keep the overall price tag on this bill down. So far, the president has not signed this bill, which means that aid is not yet getting to Americans. And, you know, we've been following so many Americans who are suffering during this time. One woman in particular, Lisa Mastretta, she is a hospice nurse. She is out of work for medical conditions. She called that $600 check originally a slap in the face, but she says if there is any more delay, she doesn't even know how she's going to be able to pay her rent next month.
And Rachel, money for unemployment runs out on Saturday. The government shuts down on Monday without a funding bill. And most of Congress is already out of town, and now the president is out of town too. So what's the plan? Is there a short-term fix?
Yeah, the president left for the holidays. He's there in Florida. Lawmakers have left Washington. So what you are going to see today is Democrats in the House. They're going to try and pass this unanimous vote to up the amount of those stimulus checks. But again, Republicans are not budging on this. They do not want those checks to be $2,000, which is why that amount was $600. And so they are going to oppose that. Again, it all leaves this in limbo. So there's just a lot of what ifs in this scenario. And really what this does for the American people is just put them on edge. Those Americans that have already been waiting now for months for Congress to act may have to wait just a little bit longer. It's unclear whether or not the president is actually going to veto this bill or whether or not he's just posing this as simply a threat. But every single day that he does delay, this is days now that relief is not getting to the American people, and days now that we are inching closer and closer to that government shutdown, because Republicans and Democrats wanted to put some pressure on Congress here. So they actually tied this coronavirus stimulus package to a government funding bill, which is why you're seeing these two go hand in hand together. You have relief at stake for millions of people, and then, of course, you have the nation on verge of a government shutdown.
So much on the line here. Separately, Rachel, the president also issued another round of pardons. They include Paul Manafort and Roger Stone, both convicted in the Mueller probe, as well as Jared Kushner's father. How unusual is this?
Yeah. 2 days, 41 pardons. The president issued that second batch just yesterday. And you said it, on this list are some of the closest allies to the president. You have Roger Stone, you have Paul Manafort. These are two men who were convicted after the investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. You know, you have Manafort, who was the chairman of the president's campaign, someone that even Republicans like Lindsey Graham had previously said pardoning him would be a bridge too far. The president had already commuted the sentence of Roger Stone, now issuing him a full pardon. And then, of course, you have Charles Kushner, who is the father of the president's son-in-law, Jared. He spent some time behind bars for witness tampering. He's now receiving that full pardon. Look, Democrats here are blasting this move. They say that the president is putting loyalty over rule of law. We haven't heard from very many Republicans criticizing this. We just heard from one, Senator Ben Sasse, saying this is rotten to the core. But even in all of this, the president issuing these rounds of pardons, he's also been throwing in upending legislation. You have the coronavirus relief package that we discussed, but you also have the defense bill, and the president vetoed that just yesterday. That is something that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say is absolutely vital for the military. So if they want to override the president, they're going to have to come back to Washington to vote to do that. We could see that happen before the end of the new year, and that would be the first for the Trump administration.
Congress has their work cut out for them, that's for sure. Rachel Scott.
Yeah.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas, Rachel.
Merry Christmas. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.